Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. That's right, you've got more peace and harmony with you. We are zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question that is to get a little bit more understanding on a narcissist personality. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about the traits of the narcissist. Um, and particularly that of being sort of what I would call fantastical, or living sort of having a fantasy or a fantasy life, and sort of promulgating you in the love bombing through all sorts of sort of creating a fantastical, or what is known as like a flattering self-image that draws us in other words, they can be very boastful, very charming, very magnetic, putting on a show. It can be fun. um, but what's fun is what's underneath. What's fun is if they can do what they say they're going to do, or they can walk the talk and talk the walk. So I want to say that there is a trait of sort of the grandiosity. A narcissist grandiosity creates sort of an illusion. Oftentimes, it is a lot of what people would say smoke and mirrors, or them telling you what you want to hear, putting on the rose glasses, sugarcoating everything. And sort of they're very complimentary, especially in the beginning. Oh, don't you look lovely? Oh, aren't you dashing? Oh, you deserve the finest. I'm going to be doing this and life is going to be this way. So they will paint a picture, which can be very sort of attractive. It can draw you in, suck you in and seduce you. The grandiosity, though, can come across, in a lot of ways professionally. Oh, I just signed a record deal. I just signed Coca-Cola as my new this. They can use a lot of these sort of situations to build up their ego. In other words, it's very conditional. And their grandiosity is based on these lofty goals. But the problem is that oftentimes, being real means being real. I think it's difficult for a narcissist just to be real, just to be there and not having to come off a certain way or create a certain image. So there is so they have to create sort of a persona in the relationship. And so when things start to break down or get real, let's face it, things happen, then there's a feeling that, of unreality, disreality, or they just sort of poof and vanish, and there is no closure and no discussion. So don't fall for the fantasy. The fantasy is like the sizzle and not the steak. When you want the real thing, you need to affirm that you want real success in relationships. So if you're not there yet, if you're feeling that a lot of the relationships that you have had are similar, and you keep sort of attracting the same type, the same situation over and over again, and wondering why you don't have different manifestations or different energy in your life, it's important to understand that you need to, come within and sort of bubble up that energy that you want to feel. In other words, knowing what is real for you and being conscious and aware, having more awareness of your strengths, who you are and what you want, and then going after it. But your affirmations, meaning your affirmations, you really do need to enforce them consistently. If you're saying them 1,000 times a day, then you are right on track. And you need to do this as a gift to yourself. Give yourself the gift of affirmations. I am loving. I am lovable. I deserve the real thing. I deserve the right guy. I deserve the right opportunity. I deserve the right gal. It is out there. I know it to be so, and so it is. In affirming your faith, even though you don't see it yet, know that it's coming for you. Like you've just written an order and you're waiting for your meal to come. You need to have that sort of expectancy. You need to have that sort of faith, and realize that even if you maybe have fallen a long way from the illusion of the narcissist or the psychopath who has gotten you sort of reeling and not able to think clearly, not able to plan clearly, it's important to get and enforce your plans and to embrace and know that the universe at large, the big picture, is going to move energy to you, opportunities, situations, solutions, and it'll bubble to the surface. But you need to do those basics, just like a professional basketball player, Michael Jordan, or someone who you know, and you just know that they've got, they make so many 3-pointers. They're able to get the ball, and when someone's trying to take it away, they just know the moves. They have worked on their basics. They have worked on their free shots. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. I've got this. You need to have that degree and that tone and that confidence and that certainty consistently, and to believe it. And even if you don't believe it, even if you're still recovering yourself, I am. Just starting there, the basics are exactly what you need to do. Peace and harmony, is it this simple? I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. I'm here to confirm, yes, it is. And to know that your dreams are like waiting for you. They're waiting for you to just, to uncover and get that energy going in your life. And to have, that healing consciousness, to be aware of when you're healing, to be aware of when things work, to be aware of when you get that inspiration and to act on it. And when you feel strong, I feel strong. I feel courage. I feel confidence. I feel professional. I feel my intellect is strong. I feel my awareness is sharp. Continue to affirm this. You need to hear it, because if you've been deprived, if you've been neglected, if you've been without, it's time that you give yourself a big fat dose of affirmations and just really work on it. Whether you're in the car, whether you're taking a special walk where you're doing this, you need to get that sort of emotional cement workable within. You need to lay and relay that foundation. Continue and affirm it. I am. And what you want. Affirm what you want and affirm what you need. Affirm what you deserve and affirm what you have coming for you, and it is okay. You're asking for a tall order. Well, that's okay. The universe will love a tall order. You're asking for a short order. You just want to be content. You want to be happy. You want to feel liberated, and that's enough. Then ask for the short order. It's kind of like going up to the counter and they're saying, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? And you can say, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this type of job. I'm looking for this type of income. I'm looking for this type of relationship. I'm looking for this type of feeling. Know what it is, especially if it's an image. If you, are looking and trying to detox from, a toxic environment or workplace or relationship, I need detox. I need to detox. And then what is the counter image that is coming up to you? Are you taking a weekend vacation? Do you see people who are smiling and holding hands and walking? Or do you see people with their kids, taking care of their lawn and just going with the flow? Get an image of what it is that you want and hold that image. Just hold it for 5 seconds. It might feel like a long period of time, but just continue to visualize in that everything is safe and everything is well, and just hold it there. And don't make it that grandiosity. Don't fall for the sort of the level of the narcissist goals, that ego goals. It can be very little goals, like, I kept my car clean for 3 months, or, I was able to, repair this with my eating habits, and I feel so much better, and I knew it. And you'll be surprised, I can do it. It was not that hard. I can give up the chocolate. I can give up the cake. I can give up that crummy TV. I can get the books. I can surround myself with some very delicious fruits and vegetables. I can surround myself with good people who can have a pleasant conversation. And that is enough. So making those steps, going to meetup.com, finding a new group. Maybe you need to try a new church or more, church sessions. Maybe you need to get more involved somewhere. These are things that you can explore, but the affirmations, to make it real so that you don't fall for the fantasy and feel that you need to be on their level. Be and find your level where you advance and you rise up. And then allow yourself to be happy. Oftentimes it's been such a neglected state, or it's been a punished state, and it hasn't been rewarded. Then you need to reward your happiness. When you're happy again and don't have an image of the narcissist there observing you, this is all about you. I think a lot of people who kind of drag the old standards, the double standards back from the narcissist, and they still kind of want to go improve. Hey, look at me, I'm doing it now. I'm riding my bike, no hands. You want to go back and reply to the narcissist that you're there now. This is not for them. This is for you. Their eyes are not on you. This is for your heart. This is for your joy. This is for your healing. When you find that things make you happy, even if it's, buying some fresh flowers, doing, finding something that just gets your attention or is representative of you. Maybe it's, a place where you grew up, or something that is positive for you, that, maybe you want to go fishing and then you get, a great new reel or something like that, or a new tackle box, so you can begin to plan and you research fishing holes or fishing trips or expeditions that you can go on. Why haven't you done any of these? Why haven't you booked yourself that trip or that workshop, or gotten back to your associate's degree, or maybe you want to, go and get some trade, skills training. These are things that can be lifted up, but don't feel that, that you have to, carry this badge or scar from the superiority and sort of that falsehood fantasy life of the narcissist. There's nothing wrong with being real. There's nothing wrong with what you have. When you are conscious and aware of what you have, then gratitude will begin to pop up. Wow, I really do have a lot. I do have a lot of sense. I am getting away from the wrong things. I do know what to attend to. I can be accountable and responsible. And furthermore, if part of your healing means attracting a better partner, then you need to spend some time in those astromations so that your sense of self can be clear. And then you can be transparent and be gentle and being able to communicate, and have your joy simultaneously in a relationship. Just because you've been deprived in the past doesn't mean the same pattern for your new relationships or your new workplace or your new neighborhood or community, wherever it is you've suffered, has to be the same. It's correct. Give yourself a command when you start to go back down. Give yourself the command, correct. And so that you know what you're, and rewarding that positive and that success consciousness. Does that make sense? Catch yourself, catch those opportunities, and correct. This is for you. It'll help to make you immune from those people who try to take advantage and to cause you to feel less than, or, to go into that type of relationship. If it's, you want to feel different, you will feel different. When you make the astromations and then you're able to uncover, what you truly and really want, and not the fantasy, knowing what you want. Even though I was misled, I really want to belong in. Even though I was misled, I really want to feel. Even though I was misled, I know I really can. Even though I was misled, where I really see I think my life should go is. Even though I was misled, part of my dream to do is. Where are some of these things? To go to Yellowstone. Yeah, that's right. There are so many great things to do or to learn or to become. Or maybe you just want to become a movie buff. I mean, you might want to indulge in some of those things or follow the news, whatever it is. Give yourself an awareness of the fact that you are elevating your life and you are aspiring. And those little changes sometimes can be all that you need. Changing up your lighting, changing up some of the, the interior design of your bedroom or your kitchen, changing up a color scheme to make it more positive. These are little things that you can do with things you have around that can just help you to keep it moving and keep you in the flow. One problem, I think, with people who have suffered narcissistic and psychopathic injury is they feel, that they've lost hope, or that they've lost sort of that ambition and that decisiveness and get their energy going. Yes, you do have to take some time in those valley moments where you feel that, you've had sort of an episode where you might be sort of not wanting to work for a month or a couple months. You just need to chill out and get it together. Well, you can handle yourself. You can get it together. We have a system. We have ways of doing this. You can recover this. So it's little by little, especially working with pen and paper and, and reciting out loud, I am. And knowing that, even though you've been misled, even though someone has hurt you, despite that, and then just give yourself those thought forms, because what you'll show and you'll instruct yourself is, though, despite that happened, I am still, and then I am still, smiling. I am enjoying life. I'm going to enjoy this day. I am going to enjoy. Make these your thought forms. Create and become aware of your thought forms. It sounds very esoteric, but this is crucial. I mean, when you study and you train for a profession, you've had to change your thought form and you've had to become aware of certain things. The same thing is true with happiness. The same thing is with joy, and I'm healing from this. It's, despite the fact this is, and just to realize that all those components that you brushed up against are within that person. And they have the right to be who they are, but you don't have to be damaged or destroyed or hurt or go through these more down and out and unhappy moments. You can change your life. You can take off the pressure and the stress that comes from that fantasy. You can do it now and realize that once you embrace, your true actions, you'll realize that those are going to bring you the joy that you thought that you were going to have over with a narcissist, but you're actually going to create it for yourself. And then others will be attracted to the fact that you have this lightness of being. You seem to have worked some things out. They can relate to you. They can, relate to where you're at, and they can give you validation, and you can be perfect just the way that you are. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony. And I hope that these videos and these discussions do help, and these little extras in the membership, you can pick up some tips that can help you correct, and make those little adjustments and really succeed. You've got this. Have a beautiful day, and there will be more soon. We'll be in touch. Bye.